Yeah, hey, look, I know that you ready to unlock it, all of your full potential. You know we bringing the powerful discussions. Yeah, I'm talking about Robin's reflections, interviews from the coolest hosts. So just tune in, get a weekly dose, helping plenty women, giving good advice. Bring back that confidence in your life. Keep God first, we acknowledge that. But you got the power, it's time to harness that. Transform your life in a major way. Dr. Robin Gobin, what's up today? Hey.
Alright, so what we'll be talking about today is 5 reasons why you shouldn't give up. And so I'll tell you a little bit about where this idea for this podcast came from. First of all, it came from this challenge that I'm doing, which is called the Smash Fear in the Face Challenge. And so it's all about women, you know, being their boldest and baddest selves. And so, you know, I'm all about that. And then also, I recently got a message from someone who follows me on social media. And so they were talking about some of the challenges that they were having. And so I was on the fence about whether I should do this for a podcast, but then this like confirmed it when I got this message from this person. So they said, and I won't read the whole message, but this is like the last part of it. They said, I feel like I'm losing myself and letting go of life because I'm forever fighting, but nothing gets better. Why? Why me? They say God always listens, but 3 years down the line and nothing good is coming. What am I supposed to do with this degree that I have? When is my time? Maybe he shouldn't have saved me in all of those bad things. Maybe happiness is not for me because even my kids don't even want to visit me. I'm a useless piece of trash, for my God doesn't see me worthy of good things. Those are the thoughts that cross my mind, but I know one day all shall be forgotten and good days will come. So that's the end. So that really, you know, struck me and let me know that this is really something universal that we all deal with. No matter how accomplished you are, no matter what you were born with, there's going to be times in life where you face challenges and you just feel like giving up, point blank period. You feel like you don't have time for this. You're not getting anywhere. You've been trying. The results aren't coming. And so you just feel like giving up. And so this is definitely really pertinent to me, where I've had, you know, several times in my life, I've had times where I felt like giving up. But one of the areas most recently in my life where I wanted to throw in the towel is in my weight loss journey. So just to keep it 100 with you guys, you know, I've been trying to get to my goal weight for 2 years now. And instead of getting to my goal weight, I've actually gained weight to the point where now I'm at my highest weight that I've ever been at. So this is not something I'm just talking about because I read it in a book. Like, yes, I have a psychology background, and, you know, I can give you, pointers all day about why you shouldn't give up from that space. But I'm talking from my own personal experience here about why you shouldn't give up, because there have definitely been times where I felt like I wanted to give up and it just was not worth it. And so, you know, a lot of things that we experience in life will make anybody want to give up. But so I'm here doing this podcast to make a commitment to myself to not give up. And so I thought that I would share with you some of the reasons why I came up with for myself not to give up on this journey that I'm on. And I want to encourage you to not to give up. So whatever your personal struggle is, whether it be health related, professional, or relationship issues that you have, don't give up on your goal. Oftentimes the moment that we feel like giving up, where we just ready to throw in the towel, is where things are about to shift and turn around for us and we're about to start seeing results. But we have to hang in there. And so my number one issue a lot of times is not seeing results quick enough. I just really want to see the scale go down, you know, after a day or a few days of doing the right thing, of exercising, working out, eating right. But life just doesn't work that way. And so what my take-home message from that is that we just have to be willing to experience the temporary discomfort of not seeing results in order to see the payoff in the long run. So we have to experience this temporary discomfort, and if we're willing to experience that, then in the long run we will get the payoff that we're searching for. But again, that requires us not to give up. Which then leads me to the 5 reasons why you should not give up. So the first reason why, and this is an important one, is that you'll regret it. So you'll always think back and wonder, where would I be if I hadn't give up? Where could I have been if I would have started this a year from now, if I didn't just throw in the towel? And so you'll feel sad and disappointed in yourself with this regret, on top of the struggles that you have just naturally from trying to achieve a goal that's lofty. And so why do you want to put yourself in that position to feel all of the sadness, all of the regret, if you don't have to? And so that's why I say that's the number one reason for me for not giving up, is that you'll just regret it. The second reason why I feel like you shouldn't give up is that you won't get your desired results. So you already put in some time, whether it's a day, a week, a few hours, working towards this goal. Why let that time go to waste? And so maybe you're not getting the desired outcome right away, but it's so much bigger than that a lot of times. So maybe there's a lesson that you need to learn before your breakthrough comes. So for me, before I lose the weight, maybe there's some lesson I need to learn. And for me, after doing some introspection, I realized that it's really about me learning consistency. So nothing worthwhile is going to be accomplished without us being consistent. And so for me, I've chosen to look at this as more of a spiritual thing. So I kind of imagine in my mind's eye God saying, you say you have faith. You say you believe that I have a plan for you. You say you believe that, I am, going to help you achieve the things you want to achieve. But will you continue to move forward when you don't see immediate results? When things don't go your way, how will you act? Will you still stay consistent? And a lot of times for me in the past, that's been no. Like as soon as it doesn't go my way, I'm like, oh, this is not worth it. I don't want to do this anymore. Let's go and eat some comfort food. But that's not the way to be when we're having this test of our faith. Sometimes it's deeper than just the outcome that we're looking for. It's a lesson that we need to learn through the process. And so that's why we shouldn't give up either, because if we give up, we're not learning that lesson. And so we know in life that these lessons will just keep presenting themselves to us if we don't stop and take the lesson and learn the lesson. So that's, again, number 2 is you won't get the desired outcome. So that's the second reason why you shouldn't give up. The third reason why you shouldn't give up is the relief that you experience will only be temporary. So I know that you can relate to, maybe stopping doing something that you started, and you feel this relief right after. It's like, oh, I don't have to go to the gym. I can sleep in. This feels good. But it only lasts for a certain amount of time before then you're going back to, I really needed to, be on my weight loss grind. I really should have been doing this. And then you start to feel bad. So even though you may feel this high right away and you may get back this extra time, it's still going to be nagging at you again, because it's a goal that's important to you. It's something that you want for yourself. So it's really not worth it to give up and just get that temporary relief, because it's not going to last. And it's just in the future going to create more problems for you. So that's the third reason. The relief is only going to be temporary. It's not going to be permanent. So it's not worth it. We're looking for permanent solutions, and the permanent solution will be to keep going so that you can eventually get the outcome that you desire. And you'll feel the sense of accomplishment for having kind of stayed the course. The fourth reason not to give up is that you'll be vulnerable to comparison. So when we stay in our lane and focus on our own journey, we tend to do much better. But if I give up on my weight loss, and so then I'm going to be on Instagram looking at everybody else's weight loss pics, seeing their before and after, and what's that going to do? That's going to make me feel discouraged. It's going to make me feel like all these other people are doing it. There must be something wrong with me, why I can't do it. And so I'm going to be comparing what I see, as my journey to someone else's journey. And that's never a good thing, because we all know that all of our journeys are unique and are different, are going to take different amounts of time. And when we compare ourselves to other people, oftentimes we don't realize that they had their own struggle to get where they are right now. They're showing you the end result, but they're not showing you oftentimes the blood, sweat, and tears that went into that. So then that's not fair when you're in the midst of your blood, sweat, and tears to be comparing yourself to someone's, aftershot. And so another piece to this too is that it starts to get you in the mindset that there is the possibility that you can have this overnight success or this instant success, when really that does not exist. And so it's always important for us to remember that, the race is not given to the swift. It's given to the person who's willing to endure. So we don't want to get in the habit of comparing ourselves. And when you quit, you make yourself vulnerable to comparing your journey to someone else's journey, and that's not healthy. All right, and so the fifth and final reason that I have for why you shouldn't give up is that quitting really messes with your confidence and your self-esteem. It really tricks you into believing that you can't accomplish your goal. You might think, well, I quit in the past, so I'm doomed to just quit again in the future. But this is a lie. Quitting in the past does make it easier to quit again because it's familiar to you, but you don't have to follow that same path. You can learn from your past and then recreate the future in a different way. So the take-home message is that you can accomplish the goal, but when you give up, it does mess with your confidence, because you start to say, well, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I can't do it, and you feel defeated. And so you need to remember that you can do it, you can accomplish your goal. It's just a matter of being persistent and really finding the right path for you. And in some cases, the proper strategy that's right for you, given your situation where you are at this point in your life. So don't, play yourself and quit and then end up messing with your confidence and your self-esteem, because that's not a good place to be, because you are competent and you are capable of accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So those are the 5 things. Quick recap for those who may have missed one. The first reason why you shouldn't give up is that you'll regret it. The second reason is you won't get the desired outcome if you quit. The third reason you shouldn't quit is the relief that you'll experience after you quit will only be temporary. Fourth reason you shouldn't quit, you'll be vulnerable to comparing your journey to someone else's journey. And then the fifth and final reason why you shouldn't give up is that quitting really messes with your confidence and your self-esteem, and we don't have time for that, frankly. So I hope this was helpful to, someone out there who is, on a journey, who's, has this goal that you've been working towards. Maybe you feel like you failed in the past, or you're just not getting the results that you want quick enough, and you're maybe, toying with the idea of quitting. I hope listening to this podcast has given you a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of encouragement of why you should not quit on yourself and quit on your goal, but that you should continue to reach and just know that through hard work, through determination, and most importantly through prayer and not giving up, that you will make some movement. You will achieve your goal. It may seem like things aren't moving, but one of the universal truths in life is that nothing stays still forever. Like everything changes, it's constantly changing. Our bodies are constantly changing, even though we don't see it right in front of us. So know that and be encouraged by that when you feel like things are really stagnant and you're just not seeing the results that you want, that you are changing, that things are happening that maybe you don't see, and maybe it's just a matter of perspective and looking at it in a different way so that you can see the ways that you have changed and the progress that you have made towards your goal. Because sometimes we just have too high expectations for ourselves, or we have unrealistic expectations, and that's never going to get us to the place where we're happy on the process of reaching our goals. And so what will help us to be more content with the process is to have more realistic expectations for the time frame that it's going to take to reach the goal that we have for ourselves. All right, so if you're thinking about giving up, don't do it. You're worth the fight. You're worthy of everything that you want, everything that you desire in your life. You are worthy of it. And so just keep going and don't quit. And so I want to say also, if you have any thoughts about this, please do leave me a comment about what your thoughts are and what your reasons are about why you haven't given up maybe in the past. And also some of the strategies that maybe you use to help you to stay the course when you start to get weary and when you start to get tired. All right, so I hope this has been useful, encouraging, and inspiring for you. And I look forward to seeing you at the next Robin's Reflections podcast. Thank you for listening.